So how's that baby brewing up? Harry asked, while pouring everyone a glass of wine except me. He's been playing a lot of soccer in there. I will tell you that, I answered, laughing and placing my hand on my belly, but hopefully he will get out soon enough. Harry chuckled, and he and my husband got back to discussing whatever detail was left in the production's calendar. Tanya, Harry's wife, on the other hand, didn't laugh at all. Instead, she stared at me with a blank expression I couldn't quite decipher. They were the ones who had invited us over for dinner to celebrate the deal my husband had signed with Harry's production company. Why is she acting like that? I wondered. But honestly, I wouldn't let her ruin what was one of the happiest moments of our lives. A few months ago, we had been living in a cramped studio downtown with 2 unpaying rents. And now we were having dinner with this big shot producer for a movie my husband would be writing. Every day I woke up thanking God we had this before the baby was born. I was 7 months pregnant. If putting up with this woman looking at me like I was a zoo animal was the price for all of this, then I'd gladly pay it. But things got weird when I, feeling nauseous, excused myself to go to the bathroom, as I had many times that night. And as I was washing my hands to get back, I heard a knock on the door. "I'm leaving," I called out to whoever was on the other side. When I opened it, it was Tanya. She stood there, glancing over her shoulder as if checking for anyone. "You need to get out," she whispered like she was sharing a secret, "or they will take your baby." Before I could even ask what, she turned around and walked back to the room where her husband and my husband were standing and talking. I sat back at the table, uneasy. What did she mean? Did I hear her correctly? Across from me, Tanya focused on the men's conversation, avoiding eye contact, pretending she didn't say what just said to me at the bathroom. Minutes passed in silence between me and her while the men's discussion grew louder as they drank more. "This is really a special moment," Harry said to my husband in an emotional voice. "I remember when Tanya was pregnant, she was the most beautiful." Harry then awkwardly placed his hand over hers and she responded with a half smile. "What happened?" I blurted out, curious after the whole bathroom incident. They exchanged glances, and I saw my husband look away uncomfortably. Harry opened his mouth to answer, but Tanya spoke first. "I lost it," she said, locking eyes with me before shifting her gaze to her husband. "But I guess it was worth it." Her face was a mix of cynicism and sadness. Harry quickly got up and asked her to help him set the dessert from the kitchen. She followed without protest. Something about all of this set off a strong alarm in my mind, and it got worse when I heard a heated whispering argument erupt between Tanya and Harry in the kitchen. And my husband's reaction was the worst. He sat right beside me, silent, and wore the most guilty, ashamed face I had ever seen in my life. That's when the doorbell rang. Harry came sprinting out of the kitchen to open it. An old, grumpy-looking man stepped in, and I knew who he was because my husband had described him before to me. It was the movie's director. Harry and my husband treated him like a king, showering him with praise and filling his wine glass, but he remained stone-faced. The only moment of joy I witnessed was when he greeted me and noticed my belly, his lips stretched into a broad grin that sent chills down my spine. "You never told me he was coming," I whispered to my husband. "He and the crew were nearby and decided to drop by. It won't take long." "But I really wanted to leave now," I continued, trying to be polite. "I'm not feeling well." "I promise we'll go right after dessert," he said with a drunken smile. "Everyone talks about Tanya's cheesecake. They say it is incredible. We have to try it." Obviously, dessert was the last thing on my mind now. My anxiety grew as more and more people started coming through that door. The costume designer, the head of makeup, the VFX director, even a few of the actors, they all started showing up, one by one. They greeted each other, then turned to look at me like I was the main star of some twisted movie playing out in the house. Then Tanya came back from the kitchen, carrying a tray of small plates for the crew. I could see in her face she despised them, but mine was brought by Harry himself, who carried the plate carefully like it was some precious treasure. As he placed it in front of me, I felt every eye in the room shift toward me, and an eerie silence settled in. I looked at the cheesecake. It did look good, but I was certain now there was something more in it. I definitely shouldn't eat it. I'm a bit unwell right now, I said. Maybe I'll eat it later. Honey, at least give it a bite, my husband said, while Harry still stood in front of us waiting. I'm just not that hungry. Can't we take it home instead? The tension in the room was suffocating. My husband's demeanor shifted instantly, his expression darkening as he gripped my arm. Honey, don't be rude. His face a mix of menace and desperation. Eat the cake. These people are helping us. That answer was proof he knew very well about whatever was going on. I hesitated, staring at the plate for a few seconds, my mind racing, but before I could speak, Tanya placed a firm hand on my shoulder. She's just having a wave of nausea, she said, her voice calm. I sure remember how bad it felt. I will just take her to the bathroom 1 second to freshen up. Harry wasn't happy, but he sighed and nodded. Fine, but be quick. Tanya helped me up, keeping her grip steady as we walked hand in hand toward the hallway. The moment we were out of sight, she pulled a car key from her pocket and pressed it into my palm. Take my car, she whispered. It's parked outside, second one on the left. My heart pounded. What about you? They already took everything I had. Her eyes welled with tears. I will be fine. Just go. Go now. I followed her into the bathroom, where she locked the door behind us and helped me jump through the window. I ran to the spot she pointed as fast as a 7 months pregnant woman could. My hands trembled as I fumbled with the key. But as soon as the engine roared to life, I floored it. The rearview mirror, I saw the house shrinking in the distance, while my phone buzzed with calls from my husband. Well, thank you everyone for joining this wonderful story that was written by accomplished_low7889. Make sure you go follow him on Reddit and send him his regards, because this has been an amazing story, and there's a part 2 hopefully coming up by him soon. If you want to see the next part and the finale, please make sure you drop a follow, and if we hit 50 likes, I will drop the finale of this story. And remember, always stay hydrated, make sure you eat well, and stay safe. Remember to also drop a follow, because our goals are to get at least to 500 subs before the end of the year. And make sure you go follow me on Twitch at Dr.Lucius. We are right now closing on 300 followers on Twitch, and we are doing a subathon. And also make sure you drop a follow on TikTok under the same name. Every link will be in the description for the story, for the author, and my other socials, which are Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. And if you want to join the Discord server, you can through the Twitch chat, and I will make sure to put a link in the description for the aforementioned Discord server. And until another day, another story, this is Lucius Grimm, out.